Ladies and gentlemen, the following match is for the MEW North East Championship. And this is scheduled for one fall. Introducing your challenger first.
MEW Toon Tussle 4 continues. Tom Campbell with MEW owner Dan Fitch. Dan Frankie says relax, but Sam Barbour says win tonight.
Absolutely, Frankie went to Hollywood. Sam Barbour's come to Long Benton here with a plan in mind, and that is to leave Northeast champion.
The echoes of the Chris Renfrew regime still bouncing off the walls here at the Innisfree as another proud Glaswegian sizes up the most coveted belt in the northeast of England.
If you think back to Clash of the Rajis last year with Sam Barbour, it was Chris Renfrew's chosen one to win that four-way wall. And since then, we haven't really seen much of Sam, but he's here back this evening with a huge opportunity here up against Boris Koslov.
Big match for the Sam Barbour experience, who is desperate to get a little bit further south of the border. He has been an imposing figure in some of the biggest companies in Scotland, not just ICW, pretty much every major promotion in the north of the border. But tonight, he is back kicking at the borders of the UK, kicking at the borders of England in search of his first title run.
When you think back to last year's Toon Tussle, Sam Barbour made his debut at that show in a very controversial fashion. Here he is getting a title shot a year on.
Champion! All the way here, all of us, for Russia! Boris!
So let me just check this. Via Moscow, via Leeds, via the northeast of England. It's like using a broken version of Google Maps when you try and give the geographical history of the northeast champion Boris Koslov, Dan.
We took that Moscow to Long Benton Turnpike, went straight up north and arrived here roughly about 5:30 this evening.
And tonight he is here to defend the honour of the northeast. A hostile environment when he first arrived, but as you can see, MEW faithful falling in love with him.
Who hasn't? I mean, he's proven his worth here in MEW. Another person who made his debut last year at the Toon Tussle. Back then he lost a shreddy breath and a hard-hitting encounter. Here we are a year on. Who would have thought that Boris Koslov would have the fans on his side and be Northeast champion a year on?
Tonight he said that after he defends his Northeast title for the very first time, he's going to celebrate with his new favourite drink, which is vodka with a Nuki Broom chaser.
That sounds wild.
It sounds like I'm going to be sick, but it's apparently what Boris Koslov loves. Northeast Championship on the line, a belt held by the likes of Assassin, who will be competing for the big one tonight, Amir Jordan, Liam Slater.
The last champion, of course, BT Gunn, in the Toon Tussle later on this evening.
The Northeast Championship, not just a gateway to the best part of England, but a gateway to the Heavyweight Championship, to the British Heavyweight Championship. A lot of Northeast champions have gone on to challenge, and if not win, the big one here in MEW.
Absolutely, yeah. We've had two former Northeast champions also win the MEW Heavyweight Championship at some point. Not many of the Northeast champions are from the Northeast, though.
I know, it's weird, that, isn't it? It's like a tourist belt. Boris Koslov, though, proudly representing the Northeast right now. He's our only hope against the Sam Barbour experience. First time ever encounter between these two, happening right now in Long Benton.
I don't think I can think of anything worse than that Northeast belt. Heading back up north, back to Scotland, where it resided for 6 months earlier this year. I was going to say it belongs in the Northeast, but at the minute it's belonging in the Russian circle here with Boris Koslov.
That famous Russian circle just outside Big Market. Bigsky Market, I guess it's called.
Was he in the first match defending the title?
Oh, that was it. That was the tag team title.
Joseph
match earlier
Bixby.
on. Joseph Bixby.
Sam Barbour, the Handsome Man Club proprietor.
Is he a client or is he the head? I believe he liked it so much he bought the company. Very much like the hair club for men. Sam Barbour experience, certainly not the favourite here tonight. He may be the most handsome, but he's certainly not the most popular. He'll be in a collar and elbow title with the Northeast title on the line.
He's also very unique that he wrestles with a lollipop in his mouth.
That's dangerous.
It's like the wrestling version of Kojak.
He could be getting Kojacked tonight if Boris Koslov can land that from Russia with love. That big ending that won him the belt last time we were together.
That's a bold projection.
Very bold. Almost as bold as Mickey the Dragon winning the Toon Tussle. My boy, Mickey the Dragon in our main event tonight. I'm not going to labour it because we've got the match to come. We'll get onto that later.
Has Mickey the Dragon ever been Northeast champion, Tom?
Mickey the Dragon was the greatest MEW tag team champion ever.
That was a very good politician's answer.
He was, why represent a singles belt when you can single-handedly represent a doubles belt? Skills that pay the bills.
Drake would very
Look,
much
can we
disagree.
concentrate on the Northeast Championship, Dan? Why do you keep talking about Mickey the Dragon? It's not that match yet, as I keep saying. Boris Koslov, desperate to retain his MEW Northeast Championship, continue to reign atop the Northeast of England. Sam Barbour can offer a handshake, Dan.
He is the head of the Handsome Man Club. I believe that's a initiation.
A handshake from the handsome man. I don't know if I would trust a handshake from a grown man with a lollipop in his mouth. And it feels a little bit U-tree to me. Putting that out there. That makes the cut. I'll be impressed. Boris Koslov asking the MEW faithful whether he should
Fix it for him to have a handshake.
Oh, let's see. Is it going to be Boris?
I would not want a handshake with Boris the size of that man, like a Russian bear.
Oh, now you've done it. Koslov spinning Barbour around and kicking him right in the backside.
Handsome man's backside.
Some say they can't tell the difference, but I guess they're just jealous of not being in the Handsome Man's Club. Headlock from the Sam Barbour experience. We joke about the Sam Barbour experience, but he's proved himself in the short time he's been an active professional wrestler. In the 4 years he's done so, it'll be 5 next year. He's really made waves across the Scottish wrestling scene, and he's desperate to get further down the country.
If you think back to the 4-way war that he won that I alluded to earlier, back Clash of the Rajis in November, think about who was in that match. Shreddy Breck, Joseph Biggs, the MEW Tag Team Champion, and Rory Coyle were all in that match, and he came out on top. I mean, that's a who's who of MEW.
That is an impressive rogues gallery to come out on top of. Sam Barbour's proved his worth, and he didn't really need to protest too much to get this opportunity. After a win like that last time he was here. Headlock still. This has been a slow, methodic start to this MEW Northeast Championship match. Koslov returns the headlock favour. Off the ropes goes Koslov, and a shoulder block takes down the experience.
Starting to see that power there of Boris Koslov that he's become known for here in MEW. A Russian leg sweep, of course.
The finest Russian leg sweep delivered by the finest Russian, 2.5.
The kind of moves that beat BT Gunn a few months ago. And that Koslov dancing. Big leg drop there from Boris Koslov.
The Cossack leg drop may have just... No, the experience continues. And you look at the list of MEW Northeast champions, Dan. Where do you put Boris Koslov in that illustrious list?
He's got to be in the middle until he proves his worth. This is his first title defence. If he loses straight away, I mean, you've got to peg him down that pecking order. But if he wins this evening, he knocks off Sam Barbour, he could go on to be one of the greatest MEW Northeast champions of all time.
Speaking of greatest champions of all time, you look at some of the winners of the Toon Tussle in the past, and they truly have gone on to make massive impacts in MEW, as we see a clothesline from Boris Koslov, who just wails down with punches. Shades of the rattlesnake.
Absolutely, the Russian snake there.
We talk about the history of the Toon Tussle. Rampage Brown, the first winner, as we've talked about. Jason Prime, the winner of the second.
What happened to him?
Well, we all know he's currently hunting elsewhere, as we know. And of course, the reigning British heavyweight champion, HT Drake, won that match back in 2018 as well. Success. Look at this. Ryan, meanwhile. Boris looking for a successful vodka pour, and referee Ryan stops that going down.
Sam Barbour looking for a shot of his own.
Misses the shot completely and into the abdominal stretch by Boris.
Is there another lollipop? Is
it the same
spare?
one? I have it looks like the same one.
I think when he was tights together.
Oh. So Boris can't pour vodka into the mouth of the Barbour Experience, but he can put a lollipop in. That was the one down his pants. Ah, come on now. Get this man a mouthwash. Get this man a breath mint. Snap suplex by Boris Koslov. It's been fun and games in the early going of this match, and Boris Koslov getting the MEW faithful behind him. As the Northeast Championships hangs in the balance, the British Heavyweight Championship hangs in the balance next as well. Adam Maxted, last chance saloon for him, Dan, challenging HT Drake.
Absolutely wanted as many, as many titles as we could get on the line here this evening. And there's none bigger than the MEW Heavyweight Champion. Sam Barbour, very impressive here. How on earth is Boris Koslov going to get out of this?
This is an experience that Boris Koslov will remember. These kicks straight into the chest from the Sam Barbour Experience. Knocking the wind out of the Russian wrecking ball. Cover and 2.5. One less than a second away from the Sam Barbour Experience picking up his first championship here at MEW. You've got to believe in that whatever the outcome tonight, Sam Barbour, Dan, one of these guys that has a bright future here in MEW.
Absolutely, both of these, in fairness, have shown over the last year that they're capable of maybe even greater heights here in MEW. Sam Barbour certainly holding his own here against the MEW Northeast champion. It's been very much a 50-50 match so far.
More so than I expected, actually. I genuinely thought it would be a Russian wrecking ball operation through the Sam Barbour Experience, and I was wrong to assume that.
Maybe it's the power of those lollipops.
It must be. There must be something in those lollipops. Like those ones he used to get in the 90s that had a scorpion in.
I remember them. I remember push pops.
Oh, I remember push pops as well. They were great. They felt like they were almost like a toy as well as a lollipop. They were good times. Not good times, however. These turnbuckle shots. Oh, look at that! The power of that shot sent Barbour across the ring.
He looked like a push pop going back in there.
Pushed all the way across the ring and popped at the hits he hit the ground. Oh, that's what you call a pop. Samuel Barbour popping Boris Koslov. Now we've seen a mean streak from the Sam Barbour Experience.
You've got to think probably Boris Kozlov's major strength is power move after power move to knock the wind out of you. And in this match, every time he's had a power move, Sam Barbour's come back with some clever manoeuvres such as what you're seeing right now, knocking the wind out of Boris. He can't get that momentum going.
He's keeping Boris Koslov very much flat on the bar, not letting him get anywhere near momentum. There's now Sam Barbour. Looks like he's taking control with a headlock now. Just trying to drain that last bit of oxygen out of Boris Koslov.
I'm sure his oxygen might be vodka.
Whatever is powering the Russian wrecking ball, it may very well be vodka power that he runs off. And it's something as simple as this that could finish off Boris Koslov. And now Boris seems to be fighting back through, using his hands to try and get himself some room to breathe. He's managed to do it, shaking off the Samuel Barbour Experience. Rear naked choke on the back. And all all the strength of Boris. Oh, and Samuel Barbour, with a snapmare, takes down Boris.
And there's that power of Boris Koslov in full effect.
Back body drop, taking the wind out of the sails of the Samuel Barbour experience. Oh, this has been an outing for the Handsome Man Club against the Russian Wrecking Ball. Both men seem to be out on their feet almost, running clothesline across the ring. Could we be seeing some friendly fire from the Russian missile? There it is!
This is how it starts at Boris Koslov. This is how he beat BT Gunn. The succession of clotheslines.
Here he comes, the vodka-powered Russian Wrecking Ball, rising, spine bust ski.
Kick out ski there from Sam Barbour. I'm shocked that Sam Barbour was able to kick out there.
Some amazing fortitude from Sam Barbour. There you see it again, not so friendly fire to the Sam Barbour experience. Big shoulder block off that top rope. He calls it the Russian missile. And shades of Arn Anderson with that spine buster. Now Boris looking to drop Barbour on his feet. Super kick. Into a zigzag. That could do it. Oh my God. So 2.5.
Couldn't even believe that it was 2.5. What a maneuver there from Sam Barbour.
The Handsome Man Club proprietor nearly took home one of his finest bits of periphery in that MEW Northeast Championship. Now, this has been a showing, regardless of the outcome. One hell of a showing for the Sam Barbour experience. Could be maybe looking for a magnum. Maybe no. Oh my God! Head bouncing.
My head's bounced on that floor before and there's absolutely no give. It's like concrete, that floor.
All that the apron seemingly slipping from some of the sweat from some of these guys. Draping DDT.
And still he kicks out. What will it take to put away the Sam Barbour experience?
2.5 only, and Boris Koslov knows he's got to dig down deep. He's got a couple of moves left in the locker that could put away the Sam Barbour experience. Northeast Championship on the line here at the Toon Tussle. Round these two go. Oh, perfect power slam from Barbour. Look at this, rolling through. Brett's rope moonsault.
Oh, quick as a cat that as well. And Boris, major props to Boris there for kicking out on that, because that was majorly impressive from Sam Barbour.
And as anybody knows, the second rope, the Brett's rope, is the most deadly rope in the ring.
Looking to finish him off here. Gets to his feet. Is this going to be it? No.
Swing and a miss. Big boot from Boris. Hooks him up. Sam Barbour, here's a message. It's from Russia with love. And that'll do it.
What a match. The Northeast title very quickly here becoming a pinnacle here in MEW. They are taking each other to the wire to keep that title. And what a first victory for Boris Koslov. And what a match.
The Battle of Russia and Scotland, and the Rushkis have it. Still your Northeast champion, Boris Koslov, and that front face slam from Russia with love took the fight out of the Sam Barbour experience. But Dan, as you rightly said, the Sam Barbour experience brought the fight to Boris.
Did he ever? I have to say, very impressed with Sam Barbour, extremely impressed with Boris Koslov. What an incredible encounter that was. And we've got a title match next as well, Tom.
We absolutely have, and you've got to tip your hat to the MEW Northeast champion. Whatever comes next, you know that Boris Koslov is well and truly on the way as the Northeast champion here in MEW. And yeah, as you rightly said, Dan Fitch, up next, it's the big one. Can HT Drake finally put the stoppers on Adam Maxted. The British heavyweight title on the line next at Toon Tussle 4.